Hey there, welcome to day 139, and we are reading John chapter 8, verses 1 through 20. So here we see a very famous story in the Bible, and it is the adulterous woman that's brought before Jesus. And so these people bring this woman to basically be judged by Jesus. He's in the temple, and so it's a very public act. And this is where Jesus bends down to write in the dirt, and nobody doesn't record in scripture, what he was writing. So there's lots of guesses as to what he was possibly writing, maybe even just drawing or stalling or making them kind of wait it out as to what he was going to say. And of course, we know this is a trap that was set by these people to, and very possibly a trap for even the woman to be set up in this act so that she could be caught. And so Jesus, when asked, this woman's caught in adultery, the law of Moses said to execute those caught in an adulterous act. Well, there's a lot of stipulations that go with the law, one of those being that there had to be two witnesses for something to, for a person to be judged. And so we know, or kind of suppose, that that's one of the reasons we know this would be set up, that people were making this happen so that there would be witnesses and that Jesus would be caught in this question. And so Jesus, of course, doesn't respond quickly. He responds humbly. And instead of going against the law of Moses and saying, don't execute her, and at the same time, Roman law actually had taken away the rights of these religious leaders to execute based on religious offenses. And so if he said to execute her, it would be breaking Roman law. And so Jesus, of course, being caught in these two places, was never actually caught because he knew exactly what to say and how to handle this situation. And so he says, whoever is without sin can cast the first stone. And this could refer to sin over lifetime, but also it could just refer to whoever witnessed this but didn't actually set it up, they can cast the first stone. And so from the oldest to the youngest, they walk away and drop their stones. Oldest maybe because they were quick to catch on to what Jesus was saying, or maybe because they recognized their sin a little bit faster. But this definitely stood out to me in terms of a lot of times we are quick to make sure that people are punished for their sin without looking at our own. And so that's definitely something that Jesus calls us to do, is to recognize the sin in our life so that we can confess that and be repentant of that. So if we see the sin in others' lives, while there is a way in brotherly love, if it's a Christian, to go and talk to them about that sin, we are not without sin, and so we have to be very careful not to be judgmental of those around us. And then it follows with Jesus talking about being the light of the world. And we know that the light is used a lot of times in reference to the truth. And so the light and truth go hand in hand because the light reveals, and when things are hidden in the darkness, they're usually referred to or equated to sin or something of evil. And so when the light comes on, you can see what's taking place. And so Jesus says, I am the light of the world. And this goes hand in hand with the verses like, your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. And so we know from John 1:1 that Jesus is the Word, and the Word was at the beginning. And so all of these things are kind of coming full circle as we see him talk about being the light of the world. And then he goes ahead with the law of Moses, which is the two witnesses needed for truth. And he says, if I bear witness about myself, the Father also bears witness about me, referring to, of course, God the Father. And he's saying those are the two witnesses of what I'm saying. And that if you don't recognize me as the Messiah, then you are not recognizing the Father either. And so calling the Jewish people into question that are the Pharisees that are trying to catch Jesus and arrest him and basically get rid of him because he's causing a lot of problems for them. So as you go through your day, just be reminded of Jesus's grace that he provides when we sin, as well as that we need to examine our own hearts before examining or looking toward anyone else. So, hope you have a great day.